Hey everyone, GuardianE here with a new video for Fire Emblem Heroes, this time showcasing the all-new Mjolnir's Strike event. This is a whole new game mode that they added with the most recent update. For the past couple of days we've been in Brace mode, and now we're in the Shield territory. So we're in the Shield phase. We're going to be defending against the forces of Narcian. They're being commanded by Narcian under the control of Thorr, I guess. So we're currently defending in order to increase our score for the upcoming counter event that's going to be hitting in just 7 hours or so. So because this is a brand new mode, I wanted to try it out and try it out with all of you, just to showcase it a little bit and show what team I'm going to be using, as well as just discuss general strategies for the game mode itself, as well as the potential for the game mode in the future. So of course we're going to be doing it on Advanced, and most of you could probably guess what my team was going to be. It's going to be all of the Camillas here, and then we're going to also just have Peony as well. So Peony being the all-new free dancer that we got for the beginning of Book 4. If you were able to clear that, you got her for free. So Sweet Dream Peony is going to have a ton of utility for new players and existing players, veterans alike. She's a flying dancer that rivals Legendary Azura. Not exactly. Legendary Azura is still kind of broken in what she does, but Peony does some great stuff and is basically a flying dancer, that flying ranged blue dancer that has her own unique dancing ability. But for our purposes on this team, she's basically going to be a score stick. She's basically just going to give us max score for this particular slot. And I'll go into that a little bit, but basically what I used her for, I threw Ether on her, which is obviously a high-scoring skill. She comes with Fortified Defense 4. Oops. She comes with Fortified Defense 4, and of course I just put like Chill Speed on her, some Utility Seal as well. So she's a light hero, which means she's a light mythic hero, which means that she gets a bonus, as you can see right here, in this season's bonuses, which is +4 to all HP and stats. Important to note, that does not stack with the Darkness Mythic bonus, so you have to choose one or the other. But naturally, everybody has 2 light mythic heroes. They all have Air for free, and they all have Peony for free. And of course, so we're going to be using her basically to increase our overall score. Now, Mjolnir's Strike does disappointingly use arena-based scoring, that whole BST/merge scoring, in order to determine what your score cap is, what your maximum score is. I certainly don't like that. I've never liked it. I think it's a faulty, flawed system from inception. However, what they've done, since you are able to bring 8 units onto the field, more or less 4 units that can swap via the pair-up mechanic, it just takes whatever's the highest score rating in each slot. So when I say slot, I mean, for example, this effect here, where the enemies won't target you, they're in stealth mode, or the speed +10, or the defense +10, or the res +10. Those are slots. And then within each of those slots, whichever unit scores the highest, that's the one that counts towards your score at the end of the day. So what does that mean for you? So what that means is that technically you can use 4 units that you enjoy, that you like playing with, never use the pair-up mechanic to swap, and just used 4, armored score sticks in the other 4 slots. So just as the example of Peony, so I said Peony basically has max score, so I'm using her as a score stick. She's paired with Tropical Beauty Camilla here, who inherently as a flying ranged unit doesn't have the level of BST that a lot of other units do. She doesn't have a preferred weapon, she doesn't have, all kinds of things. So because of that, she's not going to be able to reach the same score threshold or score cap that a lot of other units can. But because she's paired with Peony, Peony is the score that gets used for the overall rating up here. So just bear that in mind. The mode does use arena scoring, which again I think is horrible and I hate it. But at the same time, there is sort of a compromise in that you can use 4 units that you really like, regardless of whatever their BST or skill points or whatever it is that would rank into the scoring, and then just use score sticks instead. Since you all know me, I'm going to be using 7 different Camillas in this mode. I don't really have that option because the slots are taken up, but we're able to reach a relatively respectable score threshold at 742 for the time being. So with that, let's go ahead and segue into the other units on the team. We talked about Peony, we went over Summer Camilla a little bit. So for our stealth units that are up here, we're going to use New Year's Camilla, merged at +10, speed asset, has her Gale Force, Heavy Blade Desperation build, Slaying Edge, Reposition, Desperation, Goad Flyers. So really is going to be our Gale Force user, a dedicated Gale Force user. And alongside her is going to be Brave Camilla, Light of Nor Camilla, merged at +10 with an attack asset. She's going to have her native Sangreather, Restore Plus, Miracle, attack speed push 4, Wrathful Staff, Goad Flyers, and Renewal. And of course she has 5 Dragon Flowers as well. So these 2 on the side here are going to be our striker units. They're going to be all the way at the front, at the top end of the map. If you look at the shield map here, they're going to be the ones that are up here, which means that they can't move below this pink line, basically. But the enemies won't target them. So for your stealth strikers, you really want to have a Gale Force user. You want to have somebody that can inflict gravity, like Brave Camilla. Or you want to have somebody that is tanky and has Obstruct, which will basically blockade a certain portion of the map off so that units can't really go past them. And they also won't target them, so they'll just basically be a barrier in the way, which will slow the approach of the enemy forces. So any of those will work, or even any combination of those. If I wanted to put Obstruct on New Year's Camilla, for example, that could probably work just as well. Next up, we've got Vanilla Camilla here, merged at +10, speed asset, Camilla's Axe with special refine, reposition, distant counter, renewal, hone flyers, chill attack 3, all things that you guys have seen. The main difference, of course, is that I put Gale Force on her, Gale Force being a high SP skill, a high SP value skill, so that does, again, that folds into the overall score rating and overall ranking. And of course, we also have Steamy Secrets Camilla, Hot Springs Camilla merged at +10, Ouch Pouch Plus with Attack Refine, Reposition, Luna, Death Blow, Flyer Formation, Attack Smoke 3, and Quicken Pulse. Now, she is definitely not optimized in terms of her skills, but again, you only need one of your units in each of these slots to be as optimized as possible score-wise, because only the highest one is going to count. Then we, of course, have Spring Princess Camilla merged at +10, plus speed, Grand Raven, Triangle Adept build, Reposition, Vantage, Goad Flyers, and Distant Defense 3. I went ahead and put Ether on her for the special, again for scoring purposes, which now that I think of it, probably didn't even have to do because Adrift Camilla is now finally merged at +10, the most recent and final +10 merge of my Camilla emblem. Now, I did need to record the merging session to kind of stick into a future video, but I forgot to hit the record button, so wah wah. Seems like that's not going to happen. But we did merge her to +10, so we're going to showcase her here. She is plus attack, has her native Book of Dreams, reposition, Ether, and then we put our dual flying on her. So to increase that BST, she is a ranged flyer, doesn't have the best BST, but our dual flying is going to help take care of that. Chill attack 3 for the B slot, Goad Flyers for the C slot, and attack Speed Bond 3. Again, all really intended to just increase her scoring potential. And then, like I mentioned, we have Summer Camilla here, Tropical Beauty, +10, attack asset, Blarblade Fury Desperation build, Draconic Aura for the special reposition, Desperation, Goad Flyers, and Flyer Formation for the seal. Draconic Aura, I could have put in Ether, but again, the Peony here is going to be carrying the Res +10 slot as far as scoring is concerned. So all that being said, our score cap for today is going to be 742. Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. I think the maximum scoring potential you can get is 750, if I'm not mistaken. So we are a little bit off. I think I probably could eke out some more points by swapping in some dual rallies and swapping in some other skills. We could probably make it work, but at the same time, I thought this was kind of the best compromise in terms of scoring potential and overall function. Because again, I don't want to play and be so limited that I'm not having fun with the mode, so that's why I decided to do it this way. I could reach 750 and then limit myself in terms of the skills that I can use or the skills I have to use, but I'd rather not do that if I can avoid it. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump into the mode right now. Alright. Ooh, Narcian on the front lines. He's not one of those generals to just sit back and let things happen, huh? He's just gonna be all up in there. So like I said, it's probably best to have your stealth unit up here as either a Gale Force user or somebody that can limit the mobility of the enemy forces, and then have people support. Now this unit can't move past this line here, as we noted. However, they can be in the range of whoever is down here. So this dividing line means that these units, these 3 units, can't cross that line, and it means that this stealth unit can't come down across the line either. However, it can move adjacent to the units that are up here, since they can go all the way up to this wall, which means that ultimately they can provide buffs, they can provide healing, they can provide even dancing if you needed it. So just bear that in mind, but hopefully, I don't think we're even going to need that. Let's get rid of the high mobility units first, I think. Let's go ahead and take out Clarine. I want the Gale Force to go off, so who can I... Oh, we can take out Rye first, because I want her to double to be able to get that Gale Force off, so let's do that first. We'll go ahead and take out Rye. Nice. Brave Camilla cheering in the back. Get that Gale Force activation, and now let's go take out Clarine while we're at it.
Orders for me.
So that's the power of Gale Force on the stealth side of things. So now I think we can just kind of reposition Vanilla Camilla up here to intercept Catria. Or, no, it's Shauna, I'm sorry. All these blue-haired Pegasus users. Very nice. Narcian shifting off to the side. Alright, so we're using flyers, so naturally Klein is a little bit more of a threat. So what we can do is... let's go ahead and take out Klein with New Year's Camilla. She's going to be kind of the MVP here, both she and Brave Camilla. Because that Gale Force is going to go off, and now at this point we can just swap right into Brave Camilla. Just go ahead and take out Faye from here. And what that's going to do is it's going to activate Gravity on Narcian so he can barely move. And then we had Gwendy on the left-hand side up here, and she can basically barely move anyway since she is an armor unit without Armor March. So we don't really have to worry about her. But we could probably just take her out with Spring Camilla, I imagine. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just do that as well. Very nice. And at this point, we'll just kind of give Summer Camilla a Hone Flyers buff for next turn, which works out just fine for us. So at this point, I think we can...
I'm listening.
Get back into New Year's Camilla, because again, we want to be able to Gale Force ourselves here. So I think both Roy and Bartray are pretty much done. Let's go ahead and take out Lilina first. She's a ranged unit, so I just want to prioritize her as being a threat. So we'll take her out. And then we will go ahead and take out... Let's take out Bartray first.
Orders for me.
So at a certain point, Camilla will take enough damage to get into Desperation range, at which point she doesn't really have to worry anymore. The only point at which she's going to take any damage at all, because she's going to double and not get counterattacked until after she doubles. So if she doesn't get the kill, then she'll take some hits, but otherwise she doesn't really have to worry. So then we'll just reposition Summer Camilla to safety, and then we'll just kind of shift over with Spring Camilla here. Let's shift over to a Drift. Maybe we can take out Narcian with a Drift Camilla. Oh, here we go. Alright, so I think... Okay, so we can't take out... Alright, so here's Fear. We can't double her with New Year's Camilla, but we can with Brave Camilla. So the first thing we want to do is take out Sophia and activate Gale Force.
Orders for me.
Boom, boom. Gale Force is active. Turn it to Brave Camilla. Take out Fear. Gravity will go off on Cecilia. But we don't even need that, actually, because we should be able to take her out with a Drift Camilla.
Beautiful.
Very cool. Now, Narcian's the only one that's left. We should be able to... Let's take him out with Hot Springs Camilla here. We're trying to give every Camilla their time to shine a little bit. And now that there are no units left, I mean...
Very well.
Is it over? Well, units still... Oh, units still spawn. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Alright, so at this point, let's just continue cleaning up here. Oh, no, not that.
Yes.
Okay, so we can't get that double because... Oh, okay. Swordbreaker. Interesting. Alright, so we got some Swordbreaker in action. That's fine, I think.
For peace.
How do we want to play this? Yeah, that Swordbreaker is a little bit of a conundrum, right? Just a little bit. So I think let's just use Brave Camilla to take him out.
Best wishes.
Shouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, we don't get any gravity effects here or anything like that. But let us go ahead and reposition Vanilla Camilla up here so she can intercept this Flying Lancer. Easy peasy. Okay. And now, how do we want to do this? Alright, so we got some more ranged cavalry. So those are who we want to prioritize just because they have the most range and most damage potential. So we'll use New Year's Camilla to take out the Blue Cavalier, activate that Gale Force, and then we will swap
if that's what you want
to take out the Bow Cavalier with Brave Camilla. I mean, this combination of New Year's Camilla and Brave Camilla can basically cover the entire approaching force area. Like, this entire danger area is basically their free reign. And at this point, we can... How do we...
Beautiful.
Let's just use a Drift Camilla.
I'll do my best.
There we go.
Spring is sprung. Yeah.
Perfect. And then we... Oh, well, there's Peony, in case you forgot that she's a part of this team. Let's just shift over here for the time being. Alright. Alright then. So at this juncture, let's just take out the Red Cavalier with Summer Camilla.
Ready.
Okay. And now we can round out the rest. She does not take him out.
Yes.
But we can't take out the bow fighter, which is kind of the bigger threat anyway. Activate Gale Force. How do I want to...
Best wishes.
I think let's use Brave Camilla.
Let's go.
Am I going to get penalized for not taking out this Axe Knight that's up here?
Yes.
I could, it's just I put this Niffle icicle here. It's actually in the way. Well, I guess let's see what happens. Gonna approach. Okay, well, it's clear. Let's see what our score is. 742. Okay, so that was the max score. So you don't have to take out every single enemy on the team. They just can't make any... They can't take out any of your units, and they can't reach the portals. So that was, well, that was, like, super, super easy. And that was, like, laughably easy, actually. And we're pretty high to max score. Obviously, 750 might be a little bit harder, but it doesn't really seem like it that much. And in fact, I don't think the difficulty really even changes on advanced at all. I think it's just your scoring potential anyway. So yeah, that was really easy. But all the same, I still see the potential in the shield mode. Like, the way this plays out, I could see it getting really fun and really overwhelming if they add more and more reinforcements, if they increase the stats of the reinforcements, which I think they're going to do. This is the first Mjolnir strike, and I think it's only going to get harder. They're going to just increase the difficulty, and like I said, it's probably going to get a little crazy because they're going to have to account for people using Gale Force, using Dancers, using Chain Special Spiral AoEs like Ophelia, like Igreen. You know, they have to account for these things because otherwise it just makes it, you know, pretty much laughably easy. I could even see them introducing special types of units, special types of enemies that can, like, maybe one of these units can actually see your stealth unit, so they'll go ahead and target your stealth unit despite your unit being in the stealth slot. Or, I don't know, they could be or maybe they could add, like, structure destroyers, so there will be certain units that will specifically target your structures and destroy your structures so that you can't take advantage of those. There's a lot of things that they could do, so I see potential here. So maybe they're just testing the waters, but I see the potential. Like, I see them being able to add on to this and make this really, really fun. I mean, it was fun. Even though it was, like, laughably easy, I mean, it was still fun. And again, I think they've got a winner here as long as they build on this and shape it up into something that can be a really tactical, fun mode. So we have 742 as our high score, which is going to probably get us okay in the rewards section. Yeah, we're doing okay. So as long as we're in the top rank right now, or top tier right now, I think we're fine. We may make adjustments to make sure that we get the full top score, because that might be important as they add more tiers in the future. Because, again, these divine codes, we still don't know what they do, so we may really want them in the future. I have no idea. We'll just have to see. Oh, and of course, I didn't even mention that there were bonus structures, too. So bear that in mind, too. Don't just start upgrading your structures willy-nilly, because you don't know which units are going to, or which structures are going to be the bonus structure for the next Mjolnir strike. So just make sure that you have enough of your, what is it? These things, whatever they're called. Make sure you have enough of those to build the bonus structure at your leisure whenever it gets announced in the future. And again, while we're here, since I'm already in this menu, part of the reason why I'm pretty confident they're going to ramp up this difficulty in a pretty severe way is just look at these structures. These structures that they included are absolutely ridiculous, like in what they do. Like Niffle Icicle grants special cooldown -1. They have these that add plus to all stats within a structure. They have ones that have basically a ploy effect or a cardinal direction effect that limits the mobility of the unit. Which is really, really good. They have Death's Throne here, which prevents counterattacks. They have the Heroic Banner here, which is basically a bonus doubler almost. So there's obviously really, really powerful structures that they've added. And I think, again, they're just kind of setting us up, letting us test the waters, play around with it a bit, before they bring the kind of their A game as far as a challenge is concerned. And I, for one, am looking forward to it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Mjolnir's Strike, if you think that there's a lot of potential here, if you think it's dead in the water, if you hate it, if you love it, what changes you'd want to it, if you think it's perfect, let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.